The hidden hands of power. Secret societies have always haunted history. Cloaked meetings, whispered oaths, and symbols carved into stone, these groups thrived in the shadows. Were they truly pulling the strings of nations? Or just myth and paranoia? Tonight, we'll uncover 5 sinister societies. 4 were real. 1 is not. Can you tell which one? The Hellfire Club. Picture descending into a cave at night. The air is damp, torches flicker, and laughter echoes down the stone walls. This was no ordinary gathering. It was the Hellfire Club of 18th century England, founded by Sir Francis Dashwood, and remembered as one of the most notorious societies of its age. Members were the elite, aristocrats, politicians, even foreign dignitaries. They called themselves monks, and their abbey was a ruined monastery repurposed for indulgence. They wore costumes, feasted, and mocked religion with blasphemous parodies. Some say it was all satire. Others insist there were orgies, pagan invocations, and toasts to the devil beneath the vaulted stone. The strangest rumor ties Benjamin Franklin to the club. He was in London during its peak and a friend of Dashwood. Did he sit quietly, observing their excess? Or did he raise a glass, complicit in their mock rituals? Could he have glimpsed something darker than mere revelry? Today, tourists wander the caves at West Wickham. Many report sudden chills, shifting shadows, and whispers in the dark. More than one has sworn they felt watched by something unseen. Was the Hellfire Club just a scandalous playground for bored nobles, or did they invite something that never left? And if so, could its presence still linger in the corners of those stone walls? The Order of the 9 Angles. Some secret societies are not relics of the past. The Order of the 9 Angles emerged in Britain in the late 20th century, and it remains one of the most disturbing groups alive today. The Order blends occult rituals with extremist ideology. They encourage followers to commit acts of insight, not symbolic gestures, but real crimes of violence. Murder, assault, even terrorism are framed as ways to transcend morality and become something beyond human. Law enforcement has linked members to attacks across Europe and the United States. Their writings urge infiltration, join the military, the police, even rival religions, and spread chaos from within. Unlike the Hellfire Club, which flaunted itself, the Order survives by remaining invisible. There is no central leader. Their texts circulate online, copied and adapted by small cells or lone adherents. Some scholars argue the O9A is more myth than movement. But the arrests, blood, and propaganda suggest otherwise. What makes them chilling is the uncertainty. How many walk among us, hidden behind ordinary lives? How many wear a smile by day, but serve a darker master by night? Could your neighbor, your colleague, or even a family member already be one of them, quietly testing their acts of insight in the shadows? It isn't their past that terrifies. It's their present. The Carbonari. In the early 1800s, Italy was fractured under monarchies and empires. From the forests came the Carbonari, charcoal burners. Outwardly tradesmen, they were in fact revolutionaries bound by ritual and secrecy. Initiates swore oaths beside smoldering fires, faces blackened with soot. They used passwords, coded handshakes, and charcoal symbols scratched into tree bark. Their meetings were scattered through barns, forests, and cellars, making them difficult to trace. On paper, they sought liberty and unity. In practice, they staged uprisings and assassinations. Officials vanished. Buildings were burned as warnings. To authorities, they were anarchists. To the discontent, they were heroes. Their network spread across Europe, inspiring unrest beyond Italy. Though they eventually faded, many argue their efforts paved the way for Italy's unification. But secrecy makes their true intentions impossible to pin down. Were they freedom fighters, or simply a mob cloaked in ritual? The forests where they gathered are quiet now. Yet some hikers claim to stumble on old charcoal marks carved into trees, as if the Carbonary's oath still lingers in the smoke. And when night falls, could the shadows themselves be echoing the whispers of those who once plotted in secret? The Thule Society. After World War I, Germany was broken. Poverty, hunger, and unrest fed radical ideas. In Munich, 1918, one group called itself the Thule Society. At first glance, it looked like an occult club chasing myths. In truth, it helped plant seeds of something far worse. The Thule Society obsessed over Thule, a mythical frozen land said to house an ancient Aryan race. Members saw themselves as heirs of this lost people. They held rituals with runes, pagan banners, and nationalistic fervor. But Thule members weren't just dreamers. They funded paramilitary groups and supported radical movements. Several of Hitler's early allies came from their ranks. Through them, Thule's blend of mysticism and hate bled into Nazi ideology. Historians debate how much influence they wielded. Were they puppet masters, or just one fringe group among many? Regardless, their mix of occultism and politics foreshadowed horrors that reshaped the world. One chilling thought remains: if their fantasies of ancient power could shape something as devastating as Nazism, what other dark ideas still wait in the shadows, waiting to be believed? And could history be quietly repeating itself in ways we cannot see? The Society of the Veiled Eye. Among scraps of 17th century French writings lies mention of the Society of the Veiled Eye. Their existence is uncertain, but their legend is unnerving. They were said to be spies and mystics. Members wore masks with a single slit, like a watchful eye. Some stories describe rituals where they covered one eye for days, claiming visions of the future. Others say they advised royal counselors, sending coded scrolls filled with cryptic warnings. Rumors claim they orchestrated disappearances and political plots. One tale insists a minister was punished for ignoring their prophecy. Another says they vanished after foretelling disaster too dangerous to reveal. Skeptics argue they never existed, a parable meant to warn against meddling in the unseen. Others point to their very absence as proof. If they were true masters of secrecy, wouldn't they erase every trace? Whether real or invented, the Veiled Eye is unsettling. A society watching from behind a mask. One eye open. Always searching. Always seeing. And perhaps, even now, still observing the world in silence. The final question. From candlelit caves to extremist cells, these groups blurred the line between myth, ritual, and power. Four were real. One was not. Can you tell which society never truly existed? If you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more creepy history. Because sometimes, the scariest stories are the ones that are true. And who knows, the next secret society we uncover might be hiding closer than you think.